You're listening to Spotlight on Business on Newstalk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. Once again, here's your host, Laura Smith.
Welcome back to the Merchant Alliance Show. I'm Laura Smith, and today we're talking probably one of my favorite topics of all time, art. Yes, art and all things museums and collections. And we have the executive director here, Jennifer Averill, and she is the executive director of the Midwest Museum of American Art, right in downtown Elkhart, Indiana, on Main Street, across from the beautiful, iconic Hotel Elkhart as well. Just such a phenomenal gem right in the middle of our downtown that I would imagine, Jennifer, do we have people coming from out of town just to visit this museum?
Well, actually, we do. In fact, I have my first bus trip out of Chicago with 50 people coming on a Sunday in a few weeks. And so that's wonderful. And we usually have these bus groups come in several times during the summer.
Fantastic. That's so good to know, because everyone, I think, the more that know, the better. And I know that there's probably maybe some people who don't understand how the exhibits run and what's maybe a permanent collection and non-permanent. And when you have various exhibits coming through, tell us how it happens at the museum, because we want to make sure that everyone understands that it's not a one and done to go to the Midwest Museum of American Art. You got to keep going back.
Absolutely. So we have a permanent collection, and our main gallery is the main entry hall to the museum, which was the original entry to the bank. But we also have 4 exhibit halls on the first floor that have rotating exhibits, and we have 3 to 4, depending on what we're doing, on the second floor. And some people don't even realize we have a second floor. So we try to change out our exhibits usually every 8 to 12 weeks. And so in May, we had a few exhibits that wound down. And so now that we're into June, we have some brand new exhibits that are going up. Of course, next weekend is Elkhart Jazz Fest. So we have an exhibit that is exclusively focused on Jazz Fest, jazz artists. And what's really fun this year is we brought in some jazz instruments just to kind of spice it up, because, we have a long history in Elkhart with Kahn and Selmer.
Yes.
And so we like to celebrate that too. And again, because we're in the arts and entertainment district and a cornerstone of that, we try to make sure we support all the activities that are art related in downtown Elkhart.
Absolutely. And boy, those instruments are a work of art. No doubt about it. Those Kahn and Selmer, I would see them, often in my travels around the world, that, musicians, and they would be playing that. And I would say, that's where I was born. It is very much a big feather in our artistic cap here in Elkhart, Indiana. So, yes, I went there. Just so you know, my next door neighbor is an artist, and she had an exhibit, and she had some of her works at the museum. And so she got together our group of, it's embarrassing to say, the Crazy Cat Lady group.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Who love art. Yeah. And so 4 of us, we went off for the most wonderful afternoon. We went through the museum, but we took like 2 hours in there. We just took our time, and we saw every single piece of work that was there, upstairs, downstairs, and all the rooms and in between, and then spent time in the gift shop buying all sorts of goodies, because I love your gift shop that you have in there. And and then we went out for margaritas afterwards. It was kind of pretty much my favorite afternoon ever.
Oh, I love that. So speaking of our gift shop, we just reconstituted that last year. So I don't know if you were in last year or not, but we have relocated that. And now we are showcasing about 90% of it is regional artists.
Oh.
So artists everybody knows and loves and might see at other art fairs or art galleries around the Michiana area. And we now have their artwork for sale.
Wow.
So
that is
it's
a
wonderful.
Fantastic idea. So
Yes.
that is really, I love that. And, just yesterday I was at an antique store in Edwardsburg, which is beautiful, the Chicago Road antique store. And she does her own artwork, and her sisters do. And they were all there. And I just had to buy it because I love supporting local artists, but I also just love their work. I mean, we have very talented people that live here, and
we really do.
And it's wonderful to be able to purchase their work. It makes me very happy to have that in my home. And yeah.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. So talking about regional artwork. So every fall, the Midwest Museum of American Art has the Elkhart Juried Regional. This year will be the 48th year for the Elkhart Juried Regional. It's pretty unbelievable. And we have artists come from a 24-county area in northern Indiana, 20 counties in northern Indiana, 4 in southern Michigan. They are allowed to enter up to 2 works of art. They can't be more than 2 years old. So it's current artwork. And then we have judges, outside judges. So that's why it's called a juried regional.
Yes.
And last year we had over 400 pieces submitted and 188 got in. Last year was one of our best juried regionals. Our judges had an extremely difficult time cutting works out. They said basically all the artists brought their A game. So that was pretty wonderful. And so that is from October, November, and December this year.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's one of the things that's going on. And what's really wonderful about that is all the artwork from these artists is for sale. So
fantastic.
Yeah, the only downside is you can't take it with you until the regional ends. So
that's okay. It's worth the wait.
Right.
For sure.
Absolutely.
That is exciting. So,
yeah. And so then right now, since it's June 14th, we're kicking off next week our Emma Schrock exhibit. And I don't know if you know anything about Emma Schrock.
No.
But Emma is considered the Grandma Moses of northern Indiana.
I see.
Yes. She's Old Order Mennonite. And we have about 35 to 40 works of Emma Schrock's original works. She didn't start painting until she was 40.
Okay.
She was born in 1924 and she passed away in 1991, but she was prolific during the time she painted. And it's estimated that she painted over 2,000 works.
My goodness. And what is her theme?
She is folk art, and she focuses on Old Order Mennonite. So it's the farms, it's the barn raisings, it's
quilting.
Yes, all those things. She has many, many quilting pieces. And so it's just, and she's just wonderful. Uh-huh. And so we're really excited to do that because a lot of the people who do visit the museum in the summer are people who are very interested in the Old Order Mennonite. They're interested in the Amish.
Yes.
You know, they come here to see those things. They end up down at Amish Acres, down in Napanee.
Sure.
And we're one of the stops. And so we like to showcase Emma Schrock's work.
Absolutely. That's so exciting. What town was she from?
She actually was born in Goshen.
Really?
Yeah. So she is definitely one of us. She's an Elkhart County person.
And would you say she is world known?
I would say it depends. If you like folk art, because if you like Grandma Moses, mm-hmm. you probably have run into Emma Schrock just because she is called the Grandma Moses of either Elkhart County or Northern Indiana.
Right. Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, she's just not as famous as Grandma Moses, but you if you love that folk art, you'll know about her.
Yeah, and she's well known for it. That's so exciting. So I'm thinking I don't want to miss any of these exhibits. I mean, starting with the Jazz Festival and for the rest of forever. So do you guys have flyers that go out, mailers that go out, or is it mostly all living on your website?
So what I would say, if you're interested in what we're doing, you can like us on Instagram, Facebook. You can go to our website. We have an online store. We're www.midwestmuseum.org. We have classes and workshops. We do yoga in the gallery on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
really?
It's fun. Yes, 9:15 to 10:15. And so it's usually pretty well attended. And it's very Zen-like when you're doing yoga in the gallery because you're surrounded by all this art. There's this really wonderful music in the background, and we have a great instructor.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. I love that. So it's Fridays and Saturdays, you said?
Yes, from 9:15 to 10:15.
Oh, my gosh. To be able to get myself up that early after getting up at 4 all week long, it would be so worth it. What a great idea.
Well, and we're really open to doing a lot of different things at the museum.
Uh-huh.
Museums, not everyone wants to just come and look at art. There's ways to enjoy art that's not necessarily passive. So we like to have interactive things going on at the museum. We have groups that come and do their business meetings there for their organizations or their groups, and then they take a tour of the museum afterward. We host groups on the weekend, and even our hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 5. But we do open for special groups. So, like I said, we have a lot of tour groups throughout the summer that come in on Sundays, and we're more than happy to open. So if you have a large group that wants a tour, and even though we're closed on Sundays and Mondays, we're more than willing to open up for a big group.
That's just fabulous to know. And do you have like a sort of maybe, can you do something with like an event for a party or type of thing?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. In fact, we just had our 47th anniversary party, and we had probably 100 plus people there sit down.
So you have a room like a
We actually turn the main gallery into that area. So that's what makes it a wonderful place to have a party. Who doesn't want to have a party with beautiful artwork surrounding you?
Thank you very much. You just gave me an idea for my next big birthday. Wow. I am so happy to hear all this. Wow. How vibrant this museum is. We're so fortunate. And you're the executive director. So you're the one probably with a lot of the amazing ideas that are becoming implemented.
Well, I am part of a team. So we have a curator who's been there. He was assistant curator for 9 years, and now he's in his 10th year, and he's been promoted to curator. His name's Randy Roberts, and actually he and I collaborate quite a bit, and he has a lot of ideas himself, and it's been really fun. One of the new exhibits starting next week, the week of the 15th of June, is the Women of Abstract Expressionism. And so I would encourage everyone to come in. They are the powerhouses behind a lot of the men of abstract expressionism, and sometimes they're forgotten, but a big one is Helen Frankenthaler. And we have one of her large works in the museum. The companion piece, just to give you an idea, to that work that we have is in the Guggenheim in New York. So again, don't be fooled. Just because we're in Elkhart, Indiana, doesn't mean we don't have great things inside.
Absolutely. I mean, we hope that today will reawaken people's thinking about how to not just enjoy it as a one-time thing, but for many different ideas and to be able to grow with you, because it sounds like it's becoming more amazing by the year, really. And are the original owners or the original founders of the museum, are they still alive?
Oh, no. They both have passed away, sadly. But, their legacy lives on because of all the things that they did to get the museum started. And there's many works of art that they donated. But it would not be fair to say that they were the primary or the only people who donated artwork. We recognize every single person who donated work to the museum.
Yes.
And so when it is hanging, it will tell you who donated it, the year they donated it, of course, the name of the work and the artist.
Yes.
So the museum thrives because it has such great community support. Mm-hmm. And what I would say is if you're a collector and you don't know where to leave these works of art, consider us.
Yes.
Because, for example, we have 3 T.C. Steeles. And everybody knows T.C. Steele. We have several Robert Indianas, just several well-known artists. And we're always looking at expanding our collection with great art, American artists, and making sure it gets shown.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. I mean, everything about this is what another reason why I wanted to move back to downtown Elkhart, Indiana. The wonderful Midwest Museum of American Art is on Main Street, South Main Street, right across from Hotel Elkhart. And again, open Tuesday through Saturdays, but special openings are available should you have a large party, and you can always contact. What's a good website or way to reach you, Jennifer?
The best way is just through the website, midwestmuseum.org, or we have an info at midwestmuseum.com.
Yeah, that's fine. But yes, midwestmuseum.org is the main website, and everything is there. The executive director, Jennifer Averill, thank you for coming, and thank you for all you do for our community, because truly this is a real legacy and something that we can feel very proud to have in our own Elkhart, Indiana.
Well, thank you, Laura. I really appreciate you having me on today.
You're listening to the Merchant Alliance Show. We will see you next time. I'm Laura Smith.
If you missed any part of today's show, log on to 953mnc.com and look for the Spotlight on Business podcast. Be sure to tune in again next Sunday afternoon at 4:30 for Spotlight on Business on Newstalk 95.3, Michiana's news channel, your breaking news and weather station.
Podcasts by Federated Media.